morning, students. Welcome to our online classes. In last time we had finished the geography chapter Mineral Resources. So in today's class we are beginning a new lesson from history. Ruling the countryside. We all know when the Britishers had come to India as a traders, but slowly they started increasing their power, and instead of doing only the business, they started interfering into the rulings of local rulers. That resulted in different battles like Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, Mysore Wars, Carnatic Wars, etc. Now, in today's class, we will be seeing how they started interfering into the agriculture and farmers' life. So let's begin. British got control of money resources of Indian areas like Bengal, Bihar and Odisha by Diwani rights. I hope you remember that by the Battle of Buxar they got the Diwani rights, and because of that they were able to collect their revenue from these areas. So now when British got the money, they started using that money for their own benefits. Like they started paying that money for purchasing cotton and silk from Indian people at very cheaper rates and sending them to their own country. In the beginning, they did not make any proper system of collection of revenues, but slowly the value of goods increased, or you can say doubled, in next 5 years. So now they started thinking about something, that how to utilize that money. But during that time only, economic crisis and famine took place in Bengal, leading to lots of hardships for the farmers and artisans of those areas, and they started leaving that place. It is being said that in the famine of 1770 of Bengal, around 10 million people had died. So now when these things happened, so British started thinking of doing something for the improvement of agriculture. Otherwise, they will be losing the main source of earning, that was the land revenue. So the British, they introduced 3 new land revenue systems. These land revenue systems were introduced in different parts. Each had their own positive and negative points. Now, these 3 new systems were the permanent settlement, the Ryotwari system, and the Mahalwari system. By these 3 systems, they wanted to improve the agricultural conditions as well as their own source of income also. So let's discuss these 3 systems in detail. First, permanent settlement. By the name only you must have got some idea. Permanent, it means something was done permanently. This system was introduced in 1793 by Lord Cornwallis, and the place, it was in Bengal and Bihar, because they were the main areas from where they were getting the major land revenues or income. Now let's see their features. Under this system, the local Rajas and Talukdars, which were also called as Zamindars, were made the permanent owners of the land. That is why it is also called as Zamindari system. Under this system, a fixed amount of revenue has to be paid to the British by the Zamindars. Zamindar used to collect all the money from the farmers, and then only that fixed share was given to the British and the remaining was kept with themselves. Now, this system had a few problems. Like in the beginning, the revenue was too high, and because of that, many of the zamindars were not able to pay that money. So they did not invest any of the money or income for the improvement of agriculture. Second thing, because of this system, maybe British started getting a fixed income in the beginning. But slowly, when the income from farming started increasing, the zamindar used to keep maximum of its share and only that fixed amount was given to the British. So because of this, what happened? The zamindars became more rich and powerful, but the British did not get any of the benefits. So later on, this system was replaced by another system. Okay. Now in diagram also you can see how they have shown peasants, zamindars, and then on top is your British officers. So peasants were at the bottom, zamindars were the middle one who were getting all the benefits. Now let's see the other system, Ryotwari system. By the name only you can see Ryot. Ryot means a farmer. Now this system was introduced in 1830 by Thomas Munro and Captain Alexander Reid. That is why it is also called as Munro system, because it was started by Thomas Munro. The place, it was in south and southwestern India, like in the map also you can see how it is done. Then let's see its features. Now in this revenue system, the revenue was directly collected from the Ryot or the farmer who used to be the owner of the land till he paid the revenue. Once he was not able to pay it, the land was taken away by the British and given to somebody else. Now the revenue was revised after every 20 or 30 years. Now let's see its problems. The revenue was too high as usual. Revenue had to be paid if crops failed then also. And the state, or you can say the government, became the oppressor, means the problematic party. And the peasants, they started leaving the countryside and moving towards the other areas in search of other jobs. Because if the farmer was not able to pay the revenue, the British used to take away their land or sell it to some other one from where they will be able to get extra money. Now let's see the next system, that is Mahalwari system. This system was introduced in 1882 by Holt Mackenzie. Its place was Punjab and northern India. Now let's see its features. In this, the revenue was paid by the whole village as a single unit, which was called as Mahal. Now from that whole village, the village headman or the sarpanch will be collecting the revenue, and that revenue was paid to the British. So this way the whole village as a single unit will be paying the amount. Now in this, revenue was fixed according to the fertility of the soil, and this revenue was also revised after few years time period, or you can say periodically. But here also you can see as usual the revenue was very high, and here also same problem was faced by the farmers. If they were unable to pay or the fertility of the soil reduced, then also they had to pay that fixed amount to the British as a revenue. So this way we can see this system was also not very successful for the improvement of farmers. Now these are the photographs which are showing all these problems of the farmers. Here you can see how drought is there, poor skeletal like families of the farmers, because they were not able to get proper food, even clothes, but still the British officers, they just wanted them to pay anyhow. So these systems made Indian peasants or the farmers poor and debt ridden, but the condition of British started improving and improving. They economically became more and more rich and powerful. So the peasants, many of them started selling the land and moving to some other areas to work as a laborers. So this is all in today's class, in which we discussed the three important land revenue policies introduced by the British, their positive and negative points, and how they affected the Indian farmers. The remaining part we will continue in next class.